Good afternoon, ladies. Good afternoon. As instructed, it's a mandatory meeting. I hate mandatory meetings personally. I know it's mandatory. I'm sorry for the inconvenience for those who had other things to do. I know it's like important folks around here, things to do. But real talk, my name's Andre. I'm here this afternoon to share a message with you. I'm here for maybe 60 minutes. That's it. After 60 minutes, whatever you was doing, you can go back to. Whatever I say, if you don't like what I say, it doesn't appeal to you, it doesn't apply to you, throw it in the trash. Call me a buster. Say I was a complete waste of time. And I apologize for wasting your time and being any of the above. But if I do say something that's useful for you, that can actually connect to where you want to go, do whatever you can do with it, take it to the next level. Apply it to the utmost. There are no limits, only our minds. Now, originally when I was invited to come, I was supposed to speak for the men's side of the prison. 2 hours, come in, speak to the guys, roll in, roll out. I said, do you have women at the facility? They're like, yeah. I said, what about them? They said, well, we can work that out too, I guess. As often, it's not even intentional with most people. It's just women are left to the back of the line. When it comes to prisons, programs, and a whole bunch of other stuff, you come last. Why? Because you're not as dangerous as the men. You're not as, let them tell it. I know, yeah, see, you used to beat them up, but we gonna keep that on the low. See, we know you used to be in the house smacking them in the face, you better get it right. But once you came out the house, the public perception is men are more dangerous, men need more help, and men are more likely to get in more trouble, story. I started out, as you heard, grew up in the hood, did what I did, I went to jail, hustled and the rest, and I came home. And I first came home, I started working with young men who were just like me. Young, hustlers, in the game, hustling, doing their thing. And I used to go to juvenile detention centers across the state, then across the country. And one day I was at a facility, ready to go into the boys unit. We was outside taking a break, and the counselor came out and said, Andre, we just got a call from the girls unit. They want to know if you come over and get them a talk for the girls. What do you want me to say to some girls? They said, no, they want you to come over. I said, for what? I don't know nothing about girls. They're like, but you're a speaker. I said, yeah, and they're girls. I speak to guys. I know nothing about being a girl. Nothing. Ain't trying to know, don't know, ain't trying to figure it out. I talk to the guys. You need to go find a sister to go in there and talk to the women. They got women issues that I don't understand. They go far beyond my understanding and my level of capacity of treatment. They're like, Dre, can you go over? I don't make people beg. That's not what I do. And my man was persistent. I tried to get out of it like 4 or 5 times, like, listen, let that ride. He was like, Dre, just go over. I said, all right, cool. So I finished the talk with the boys, packed my little stuff up, I went over to the girls' unit. It's like 35 girls sitting in a circle looking at me like, what are you doing here? I said, listen, right, no harm, no foul, sisters. They asked me to come. I'm going to tell you what I told them. I know nothing about being a girl. All I can talk to you about is my experience. And it's not to judge or to label anybody. All I can tell you about is what Andre's lived. So if what Andre's lived is close to what you've lived, fine. If there's no place near where you've lived, fine. It's not somebody else's life. I only speak about my life. And I'm going to say to you, growing up, it wasn't fair for girls. It's never been fair for girls, from my understanding, from what I can remember. See, I didn't understand or even know that 4 out of 10 girls were raped or molested before they turned 10. Nobody told me that. So when I was in school, shooting game at girls, getting them to come home with me, because that's what my mission when I went to school was to get someone to say, yeah, I'll go to your house and have sex with you. I didn't understand that 4 out of 10 of them were already jacked up in their head. I didn't know that. Nobody told me, hey, Dre, man, these girls got issues. This is why they're saying yeah. Had no understanding. So I go to school every day. Hey, how you doing? What's good? You know what I mean? Yeah, you want to rock my chain? No problem. Let's roll out. Or you want to wear this leather? No problem. Let's go. It came with a price, though. Price was sex. My mother had a boyfriend. She had a couple of boyfriends. I never had my mother's boyfriend think I was cute. Never happened. You had some of your mother's boyfriends thought you was cute. And when he winked at you or whispered at you and you went and told your mom, your man just tried to get at me. And she turned to you talking about, you little witch. Didn't I tell you about running around the house half naked? Told you about putting them clothes on, running around there half naked like you crazy. You trying to take my man. What you think you doing? I know, gang. I'm trying to have my life, damn it. Your mother flips on you. All you did was be 15. Lady, I didn't pick him, you did. You picked the pedophile. Nothing to do with it. I didn't understand that most of my girlfriends probably came to me for refuge. They didn't come for me for love or for understanding. I thought I was coming up. They was looking for some place normal to be with. Well, if I gotta have sex with somebody, at least I can call him my boyfriend. At least I can say that I love him. At least I can pretend that it's normal. Grandfather, father, uncle, brothers, that ain't normal. At least I can say this is what it's supposed to be. And that's what they did. And I'm thinking, I got a good game. Can't tell me nothing. I got a player card laminated. I got a laminated player's card. I was for real. I thought I was cute with dimples and a nice house, my mother's house, but it worked. It worked. I mean, I didn't have to go through the problems of trying to be cute, get my head done. I didn't go through any physical metamorphical changes. My chest didn't grow or nothing else. All I did was get taller. All guys do is get taller. From the time we show up to the time we leave here, all we do is get taller. See, y'all go through stuff between 12 and 15 that's something else. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother lecture. You know what I'm saying? I don't bleed. If I'm bleeding, there's a problem. That means somebody did something to me. Somebody did something to me, they stabbed me or shot me or something, right? So I didn't have to go through all the learning what this means, the reproductive systems and all. I know. We thought it was funny when a girl got a period and she bled on her pants. We laugh at her. I mean, we didn't understand. Nobody explained to us as young men, this is how this goes. I couldn't, any night of the week, skip out of the house, go hang out with my mans, at the end of the night, go crash at anybody's house. Johnny's, you know what I'm saying, I can sleep at Benny's, I can go sleep anywhere I want. Get up and go out the next day and keep running. You couldn't do that. If you showed up at Benny's house with his sister, oh, it's free for all. Oh, we getting it in. You sleeping with the whole team. You can't come in here talking about it's cold outside, I just ran out of my house because my uncle or my grandfather, somebody did whatever. Can I stay here? Oh, sure you can stay here. But you just switched him for us. Is all you did. There's a price to stay here. But it's snowing outside. It's yeah, and? You coming in here, you know it's going down. It's just that simple. It wasn't a long story. I didn't have a dad growing up. Woe is me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of my friends didn't have dads growing up. It was standard. I didn't know not having a dad was 10 times worse for young ladies than for a young guy. Sure, I learned manhood, I learned a lot of stuff from dad. You learn from dad how you're supposed to be treated. You're supposed to watch your father treat your mother with the undying love and respect that a woman should get for bearing his son or daughter. When you see that on a day-to-day basis, you will learn how you as an individual and a young lady should be treated and how you should carry yourself. And from that, you go into the world and you should have a great life. Because you know a good guy from a bad guy. You know right from wrong. You know what is good to you and for you. But when dad's not there, and boyfriend number 1 through 15 is rolling through, whether he's winking at you, disrespecting you, or paying you no attention, or just taking her time up. Mom is in the room with the door closed because she's with her man. She ain't got time for you. She has to give him a ride to work, him a ride to the store, buy his stuff at the market, get yours second, if at all. So you learn early that you don't matter. He matters. And he ain't worried about treating her any special way in front of you because you ain't his kid. I'm this hip temporarily. You know how this goes. I'm boyfriend number 12. 16's coming. I'm this number 12. So you're learning early, watching mom being mistreated, that this is how it goes. And subconsciously, you know it's not right, and you know you don't want it for yourself, but you can't unteach what you've been taught. This is how it goes. Mom gets up. She had you early. She ain't but 29. She still somewhat look good in her mind. She going to the club. It's club night, baby. Take care of yourself. Hot dogs and beans on the stove. See ya. Now on a good night, she'll just go to the club and come home. On a bad night, she'll go to the club and come home drunk. On the nights that you don't remember, she'll go to the club, come home drunk and with somebody. Now you got to sit in your room and listen to this. Then in the morning, or whenever he rolls out, and you got to get up and look at her in the morning. Or is she looking at you like, what? Is there a problem? I'm entitled to a life. I'm entitled to have some fun. The roof is working, heat's on, the phone's back in my name. What you complaining about? Yeah, y'all done had their phone put in your name a few times. So let's keep it real. And through all this, you're supposed to learn how a young woman is supposed to grow up and be treated. All you see is dysfunction, chaos, and madness. So when you go outside, unbeknownst to you, you're going to find somebody like your mother found somebody. Most likely somebody not good for you. And unfortunately, for men, young girls aren't as cool as young boys. My son, I can go play basketball with. He looks like me. I'm saying it's my little guy. I'm saying I'm happy as hell to have a son. All I got is one. I was like, he better be a boy. We're going to have problems. And it's a boy. We can do stuff. We're the same. You know what I'm saying? We look alike, we walk alike, we think alike. No problem. We can use the same bathroom. We can do everything. No problem. It's easy. Girls want to talk. See, boys, I can take 10 boys outside right now. They could have the most extreme issues in the world. Throw a football, basketball, baseball in the air and wear a fine for the next 3 hours. Can't do that with young ladies. After about 10 minutes, they can be like, okay, we're done with this. Are you ready to talk? Like, talk about what? We just talk. That's just what we do. See, guys aren't programmed to talk or listen. You see? We're like non-verbal communicators.
You'll give it away sometimes.
Listen, I can't tell the truth today. That's it, I'm here to tell the truth. So what happens? You grow up watching mom not doing well, and it transfers to you. Then you go out and you start doing what mom did. I wanted to be cool in the 7th grade. I didn't have money for cool. So I went to the park and I started selling reefer to get money for cool. I started hustling. I started carrying guns and doing robberies to get money for cool. Because I needed to be cool. So I needed some girls that like me. So y'all need to get money. Number one, hustle for females. Does anybody know what it is? Prostitution. It comes in all forms, ladies. There is standing on the corner, and there's riding in the side seat of somebody's Benz. It's not much difference. If you're being paid for, you're being paid for. At least on the corner, it's over in 10 minutes. You can just keep it moving. Riding the Benz is just a nonstop headache. You see, you just got to put up with so much grief riding the side of that Benz. It's just a lot less stressful when you ain't got that dude on top of you on just harassing you all the time. I don't recommend either. But there is a difference between the two. Number one hustle for young ladies is sex. Because since you've gotten here, everybody's always, oh, you're cute. What's good? What's your name? Can I get your number? And if it ain't about no sex in the middle, I don't want your number or your name. No, you can't ride in my car. No, you can't wear my chain or rock my jacket. Keep it moving. I heard you ain't putting out, so get out. Since you've gotten here, oftentimes you've been pressured for sex since an early age. So you've come to see men as dogs. They get up in the morning, they just want to hump all day. That's it. They run around all day trying to look for someone to hump on. That's it. And as the recipient or that person coming at you, you start to have to ask yourself, what is your value? If all day long this is what I got to put up with, who am I? What is it in me that makes people keep coming at me like this? Can't they see beyond this? Is that all I am? Is someone to just jump on? I can't be someone to talk to. I can't be someone to relate with. I can't be someone to do stuff with. Nah, you're not. If you ain't, I can play PlayStation with my boys. I don't need you to play PlayStation or burn it down with. I can do that with my guys. If you call yourself want to be a crack dealer or weed dealer, most likely you won't get robbed. Now there are a few of you in here who can say, oh, I can stand on the corner, sell drugs, I got my block, I do my thing. Cool, you're the minority. Majority of the women try to stand on the block where I come from, think they're gonna be holding it down, they're wrong. They will get a pistol stuck in their face with the swiftness. Talk about run that. I rob drug dealers for a living, and I did not discriminate. I don't care if you have long hair or short hair, or weave, you know what I'm saying, or afro. If you got some weight, I got a pistol. Let me get that. It's that simple. Let me get that. And it's a true fact to this day. I could walk out of here right now, go to the club, sleep with 20 women. My mans will be cheering me. Yo, Dre, you the Don. You bagged 20? Yo, you that dude. You walk out of here, you sleep with 5 people in the next 6 months, you're a slut. Bow, your name is trash. That's a fact of this country. That's a fact of society. It's what it is, what it is. I can sleep with 20 people in a week. I'm the man. You sleep with 5 people in a year. Your name is trash. It is what it is. Ladies, we're here. So what do you do when nobody's listening to you? What do you do when nobody wants to actually pay attention to what you're feeling and the trauma you've been carrying around? You get high. Self-medicate. Well, ain't nobody gonna hear me. Well, shit, just give me a drink. Nobody gonna hear me, give me some weed. Nobody gonna hear me, give me some coke. Give me something to make this pain go away. I've tried to make it go away a million different ways. It's not working. Well, let me try this. So I'll live in this crazy fantasy world, which actually creates more pain, but it's a different type of pain. See, getting high is a manageable pain. You understand getting high. It's a pain that you don't want to deal with, but it's a lot less traumatic than dealing with your internal suffering. Eternal suffering is damnation. Getting high is a breeze. It's a breeze. I watched my sister for years smoke crack. She used to steal stuff out my room and go sell it. Old men used to pull up in front of my house in cars and take her and her friends out for dates. I didn't understand what they were doing then. I know now. I'm sure she stood on a couple blocks, then went in a couple hallways, crawling out of back seats of cars. If smoking crack will have you do that, in case you don't know. I'm quite sure she didn't turn sexual favors a few times to continually get high. All 4 of her kids were born crack addicted, or whatever the term is. I watched it. It's not fun to watch. But at the same time, my sister's over there doing her thing. I'm over here doing the opposite. I'm selling drugs. I'm in the street. I'm going to the club. She doing it on the other end. but somehow there's some disconnecting difference. It's okay for me to run off with somebody else's sister. It's not for someone to run off with mine. So how many of you are sitting here have tried to outrun your pain? Because you all got some. How many of you have been successful? You're not going to outrun it. You're not going to outrun it. Whatever it is that happened to you, whoever it is did it to you, or however it went down, if you think you can outrun it, let me be the first to tell you you're wrong. You cannot outrun your pain. While you are here, if I can suggest anything, I suggest treatment. Because pain that you're carrying, the pain that's beating you down, whether it's forcing you to pick up, slice up, or want to hang up, is not going to go away just because. If you don't seek some kind of treatment, it's going to stay with you. And every time you try to outrun it, after every joint and every drink and every shot and every new boyfriend and every new dress, whatever the thing is that you come up with to get away from it, once you got it and you realize it creeps right back up on you, that same nagging, always, never going away pain. It doesn't disappear on its own. You have to stop, turn, and face it. You've lived through it. You've lived with it. It hasn't killed you. Listen, I'm telling you, it has not killed you. It only has power because you won't face it. When you decide to stand and face it, you take away its power. Or you can sit here and pretend everything's fine. I'm just doing 6 months. I'm just doing 90 days this time. It's going to be better next time I get out. I'm going to have my boyfriend come get me. I'm going to have my apartment, my little Section 8 or whatever you're worried about. Did you lose your Did I lose my Section 8 certificate when I got here? Yep. There's a good chance it's gone. So I got to go back to the shelter, sleep back in there with all them people, get back on the list again. Yep. That's how it works. Back to the ratty motel. Once again. One more time, just because. Or, while you're here, this time, ladies, you can say to yourself, I'm tired. I had enough. I want better. Not only do I want better, I deserve better. And I'm not settling for less. I'm not going to pin my hopes on some guy or some lady, because some of y'all in love with the other peoples. You can love who you want to love. They can't save you. So if you love a guy, you love a woman, it's not my difference, it's not my issue. But I'm here to tell you, neither one of them can save you from the pain that you carry. If you thought that was going to help, wrong. You know what I'm saying? External forces can't fix what's internal. Your pain is internal. So your solution must come from internal. So regardless who your mate is or where you live or what you have, your problem is called internal. It is inside of you. If it was not inside of you, you could easily put it down and walk away. But every time you caught yourself putting it down and walking away, it seems to appear again. Because it is inside of you. And it's a tough thing to face. A lot of you do have moms. You might find your dad one day and be like, yo, Dad, where you been? Why ain't you been in my life? There's a good chance some of your fathers was on a unit across the hall where the men are about 14 years ago. They did like 9 or 10 months. Now I ask you guys, what's the first thing you're going to do when you get out of jail? What you think they said? Yes. Ain't no question. They're going to find someone to say yeah. They're going to go to the block. They're going to give you that sad line, which they think is a bomb. You're going to say yeah. And they think, because they think they're the bomb. No, they got that prison look. They all swole up. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to get them first. I'm saying, so you go and run off with them. Then you pop up pregnant. So 14 years ago, one of these guys got out of them doing a bid, went to the block, got someone to say yeah, got her pregnant. Was like, damn, why you want to do that? Try to give her $300 to have the abortion. She said no. Thought about punching her in the stomach, but he wasn't tough like that. So she had a baby, and he said the all famous quote, I ain't gonna deal with the mother, being you, but I'm gonna take care of my seed, which was a lie. So mom is out here with the baby, Section 8ing it. She still got dudes running in and out the house. By 14, little girl looking at like, this is like out of order. She goes to find her dad and says, yo, Pops, what's good? If your father had any kind of courage, he would turn and look at you and say, listen, the only reason why you're here is your mother wouldn't take $300. Condom bust, and she wouldn't take $300. I wanted to punch in the stomach, but I didn't have enough heart. So I really didn't want you. Definitely not with her. But you're here. You're here. So I wish you wouldn't bother me, but I know you're gonna. Yeah, you know your mother's no good. I knew it too, but I just got caught up. You're stuck with her. I'm not. And when you get 18, you can move out too. What do you do with that? You just hurt some more. Where do you go with that? To the street. You can sit here all you want and put up all the fronts you want. You ain't fronting to me. I lived in your house. I lived in your house. I'm here breathing because my mother's husband went to prison. And while he was in prison, she met my dad and cheated on her husband and had 4 more kids. I'm being one of the 4. I'm not here talking about something I don't know about. I'm breathing and walking because my mother cheated on her husband while he was in jail. And if you think any of you are better than my moms, we can step outside. I dare someone to say something bad about my mother. I'm still going for it. She's my mom. And she will be for the duration of my life. You can sit here and complain about the unit, complain about the staff, complain about programs, about whatever they give you, don't give you. This place was here when you got here. It'll be here when you leave. You can do programs and go home. You can do no programs and go home. But the one thing you're not going to shake is that thing that's internal, that's inside of you, that drove you here. You didn't pull up here. Something drove you here, and it wasn't a car. So while you're here, in this setting, in this space, with help available, I ask that you take it. Stop with the tough guy routine about I'm cool. I got it covered. You ain't got nothing covered. You're in the House of Correction, locked up. Only thing you got covered is the covers they gave you. And if they want, they'll come take them from you. Anything in here that you got can be taken. Give me the jumpsuit, give me the sneakers, give me the boots, give me your job, give me your cell. You own nothing. But what you own is the ability to make a decision that you want to better your life. I sat in jail. I've been shipped around the country. I got convicted for 2 attempted murders in Walpole, state prison, calling myself repping. Know what I was? I was a hurt kid because my father don't love me either. The condom didn't bust. I was a 3rd out of 4, so it was intentional with me. But ladies, it was just something to do for him. That's all. And when he couldn't control her, he beat her. When my mother wouldn't do what he said, he just punched her in the face. So I watched my mother come in the house routinely with black eyes, swollen jaw. I've heard and watched the door get kicked off the hinges. It's not fun. It's definitely not fun. My 2 older sisters, molested by their father. It's not fun. Spent my whole life running. When I got to prison, kept running. I've been shipped around the country. Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, Terre Haute, Indiana, Atlanta, Georgia, all USPs. El Reno, Oklahoma, Memphis, Tennessee, Talladega, Alabama, FCIs, New York, all through Mass. Been there, done that, can't outrun it. I done stabbed people, stomp people, beat people, spit on people, choke people, everything, trying to get out of me this pain. It don't go. Because what I was doing was hurting people external, misplaced aggression. No, my problem was inside me. And it wasn't until I stood still and said, I got to deal with this, that I deal with it. I cried at myself. I cried a whole bunch of nights. What do you do when I'm an unwanted kid? That's not an easy, I'm tough dude. I'm cool, I'm fly, I'm hip, but I'm unwanted. Those things don't resonate with being unwanted. Why don't nobody want me? Why don't nobody want me? I thought they didn't want me because I was bad. Andre, you're a troubled kid. You're stupid. You're a dummy. That's what they always told me. My father been telling me since I showed up I was a dummy. Every time I talked to him, I was stupid, oh dummy something. Finally, I found enough strength to deal with it. I wrote him a letter and said, Dad, I ain't gonna be no more dummies, no more a-holes, no more stupids. I got a plan for my life. Either get down with me or get out the way. He walked away. I got a GED inside. I stopped stabbing people inside, and I went to treatment. My friends thought I was crazy. What do you mean? What you going to programs for, Dre? That's for them stupid people, man. That's some corny people. I said, listen, man, I'm trying to get my mind right. I said, my father's been in jail. My stepfather's been in jail. My older sister's been in jail. I'm in jail. My little brother's in jail. My nephew's in jail. I'm not going to do cousins and uncles. I'd be here all day listening to people. I stab people for a living. I think that's fun. Something's not right with that. This is not normal. I want to be normal. And if going in that counseling room and sitting in there is going to help me get normal, then I'm going to go there. And if you don't like it, too bad. If you got a problem with that, let me know. Because I ain't fixed yet. I'm saying my treatment is not completed, so this is not the time to try me. And I went to treatment, and people laughed at me. And nobody believed me. That ain't gonna do no good. That ain't gonna work for him. And when I came home, I had a GED and a sad story. But I had 3 or 4 years of treatment under my belt. And I can tell you this here, I came home in November 15th, 1999. And damn near everybody I came home with is back. All the dudes who laughed at me are back inside. Because they didn't get treatment. They got winners on the basketball court. They got winners on the domino table. They won a championship t-shirt for playing handball. That's what they got. And they right back where they want them, showing them off. I got treatment. I got free, and I got a life. I'm not judging them. They're still my friends. They will be my friends for life. But I'm just not trying to hang out in the penitentiary with them. I got a bunch of postcards I got to mail out, you know. I mail postcards. I'm not telling, yo, you get a card today? No, I'm going to do sending the cards now, you know. I got a list. And every time I go on the road, I mail postcards. That's all you can get from the kid. You will not get an in-person visit. I'm saying I will not be joining your prison basketball team. No, I am done with that. I'm going to the steakhouse. You know what I'm saying? Ladies, you have the ability. Don't let people tell you you can't. Don't let people stand in your way. You can do whatever you want to do. If you believe. If you believe, you can. But you have to stop pretending. I can look in your faces. I did 14 years in state and federal prison. I can look dead at you and tell you who's faking. It's not a tough thing to figure out. I mean, I'm not scared nor impressed by someone who can hold this down. Done it with the best of them. This is not how you're supposed to be living. If you think this is how you're supposed to be living, then there's something wrong with you. And you definitely need counseling. If you think this is cool, you got a real problem. Ladies, let's take it to another level. There's a good life out there for you. The question is, do you want it and do you believe you deserve it? I've hurt a lot of people, I've done a lot of wrong, but I have a good life now because I forgave me. You hear me? I forgave me. I still feel unworthy some days. I still feel unwanted some days. But I forgave me. And that's my daily struggle. Are you ready to forgive yourself for what you've done? All you do is forgive yourself. It starts right there. Not somebody else forgive you. You forgive you. I'm looking at you. You need forgiveness. And it's not from somebody else. You got to forgive you. Because it's you who's torturing you. No man is torturing you. No woman is torturing you. No staff is torturing you. You're torturing yourself. You're torturing yourself on a daily basis with this make-believe, pretend I got it covered stuff. You don't have it covered because if you did, you wouldn't be here. This is for a place. This place is for people who haven't dealt with their issues. You're not here because you committed a crime. That's secondary. You're here because you haven't dealt with your issues. When you start dealing with your issues, you'll stop committing crimes. That's how that works. Why am I committing a crime? Why am I getting high? Because you haven't dealt with your issues. And people keep telling you, you don't have to deal with it. It's going to get better. They're lying to you. They're lying to you. I want to see you do good. I've been home 7.5 years now. I've taught at Tufts University, one of the best schools in the country. I got a GED, a prison record, and I'm black. Last I checked. And those are 3 bad things everybody tells me. Oh, you got a GED, that's it? No college degree? Oh, you been to jail? You got a criminal record? Oh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're black? Those are bad things around here. If you let somebody tell you that. Well, my GED, black, you know what I'm saying, criminal record self, taught at one of the best universities in the country. On staff as a visiting lecturer. Now, in the hood, we call it professor. But the official term for the record is visiting lecturer. And I'm that same dude. I go to the club still. I got a Jag sitting on the parking lot. I'm not driving a station wagon. You know what I'm saying? I'm picking up me a Porsche at the end of the summer. No question. You ain't gonna find nothing but Polo and Brooks Brothers in my closet. I'm not trying to walk around and be stressing, be all, you know what I'm saying, straggly. I didn't get my hair cut, I just got off an airplane. My last trip, Atlanta, Miami, LA, San Diego, Mexico, Philly, back to Boston. That was the last 10 days. That wasn't the last year, that was just the last 10 days. And next week, I don't know where I'm going, but I'm going somewhere. Next Thursday, I'll be on a plane again. I travel 20 days a month. I fly to London, I go to Germany, I go where I want to go. And so can't you. This ain't special for me. This isn't set aside for Andre. No, Andre did the work to work on Andre. Andre carried them heavy bales up the hill that had my name written on them. And I put them things down where they belonged. Then I walked away. I didn't try to creep out and take a shortcut. I sat in my therapy sessions, I sat in my counseling sessions, and I sat in a cell, and I dealt with them bales of hay that I had to take care of. And just because it wasn't my fault didn't mean I didn't have to deal with it. Yeah, a lot of it was my mother's fault. Even more was my father's fault. Sure, there was some from my sister, some from my neighborhood. But it was in my life. I'm not waiting for my dad to come fix my stuff, my mom to come fix my stuff. I had to fix my stuff. And I fixed it as best as possible. And I'm still trying to fix it. I ain't perfect. I am not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But what I am, I'm the guy who showed up this morning and watched Elmo for a half hour with my son and the Teletubbies. That's who I am. I did my hour of TV time this morning. And when I got up to leave, to come here, he started crying because I've been on the road for 10 days. He hasn't seen me for 10 days. So I came home in the house this morning about 6:30. We started watching, we did Elmo first, then Teletubbies. Then I snuck in some computer time while he threw stuff around in my office. Now I'm heading for the door. He ain't seen me in 10 days. He started crying. I started to call the jail and say, listen, I can't come, family emergency. My 2-year-old's crying, family emergency, can't come. Because for me, that's an emergency. This is not a paid job. This is a volunteer effort. I could easily call and say, know something, I can't make it, let's reschedule. But I want you to have the ability to watch your, not that it's a good thing, to be there for your kids. Because a lot of you have kids. And I want for your kid what I want for my kid. No more, no less. So when I walked out the door this morning, you can rest assured that I love you, and it's not a joke. Because if I did not love you, I'd be home right now with my son in the park on this nice day. It's been 10 days since I've seen him. I'm spending more time with you today than I am with him. It was a real clear choice. I love him. Well, how much do you love them? Do they measure up to him? I think your ad special is my son. That's why I'm standing here. I want you to have a good life. This is not cool. Your kids need you. You need you. You need you better than anybody else. But your kids are home right now talking about, where's mom? How are they going to make it without you? Mother's Day just rolled past. Shit. Some of y'all fathers. Father's Day just rolled past. Your mom and dad. I'm not trying to be mean. If you're sitting in here and you have kids, today you're not a good parent. This is not good parenting, in case you're not clear. This is not good parenting. There's no way you can stretch it, flip it, or stretch it to make this good parenting. So I'm not going to lie and say, well, you're doing the best you can. This is bad parenting. If you are here, this is bad parenting. There's no other way to say it. So let's get us out of here and get on a good parenting track. You can do that. I'm not going to come in and say, well, you know something, you had a bad situation, you're doing a family visit, you're sending cards. That's garbage. Get out of here and be there. My son wanted nothing else but for me to sit next to him and watch Elmo this morning. He didn't want a card in the mail. He didn't want any clever jewelry made by somebody else. He just wanted me to sit there with him while he watched Elmo. And that's all I did. Be there. You can do that. You don't know what your kids are going to become. Have no clue. But I get up every morning and I walk out my house. You know what I want? My mother to be proud of me. For 14 years, all my mother could say, she go to an event with her friends or at the church. Well, they talking about their kids. Well, how are your kids, Cheryl? Well, she can't. Andre's at Walpole selling drugs in the yard. Oh, no, that ain't gonna work. Oh, he just got shipped down south to a federal penitentiary for wilding out. Oh, his last case was on TV. Didn't see him? He stabbed the kid 11 times in the gym. Oh, riots gone wild at the state penitentiary. You didn't see him? He was the guy with the big club in his hand. No. What's my mother gonna say about me? What can she say about her son? I'm confined in a cell locked away. In order for her to see me, she has to sign papers to come in. And when she does come in, I'm in some crazy status. I'm chained to a wall or something stupid. That's what it was for 14 years. Today, ask my mother where's her son at. Oh, I think he's at the White House today. No, I think he's in San Diego giving a lecture today. No, he's in London doing a training for Deutsche Bank today. No, I think he's up at the prison in Dartmouth doing a lecture for some sisters about finding a new way of living life. Where's he? Oh, he's teaching at Harvard today. He has a lecture. Do you want to go? No, he's down in Charlotte designing a program for a whole community around gang violence. Where's my son today? He's on vacation in Hawaii. Where's my son? Oh, he just went and rented some moving boxes because I'm moving in with him at the end of the month. He just renovated his house and set aside some rooms for me, his mom. He's moving me in his house. Yeah, moms will be there July 1st in my house. She will never have to worry about somebody talking to her about rent, lights, gas, or water for the rest of her life. Them days are over. When I first came home, she got evicted 3 times when I first came home. And to be a grown man and watch your mother get evicted and have to pack her stuff and move it is not cool. But it'll never happen again. You can believe that. I got a job. I got a life. I've saved my money. Now she got a room for life. People, this is not funny. And it's not cool. There's nothing sexy about this. Nothing. It's not too late. It's only too late if you've given up. You ain't got to give up. If I can make it, y'all should have no problem. I was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I really had mental issues. I thought stabbing people was natural. You know what I'm saying? It was just what you did. I used to think about hurting people all day long. I mean, that's what I used to wake up and think about hurting people. Then actually went out and did it. You can get out of here and do great things. Nothing greater but be a parent or be a daughter. That's all you gotta do. The other stuff is cool. And if I can be helpful, I will. Why am I here today? To show you somebody who's lived this. Right here. Lived this. And made it out. I'm not here to brag about what I got. I don't need that. I ride down the street, it speaks for itself. When I bought my house, I didn't buy a house out in the suburbs, away from people. I bought a house 3 blocks from when my mother bought her house. I'm dead in the hood. There's nothing wrong with my neighborhood. There's nothing wrong with my neighbors. I helped mess the neighborhood up, so I need to help fix it. And moving out to the suburbs is not fixing it. I just want to see I have a good life. And there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be problems. There's going to be issues. But you can beat them if you face them. If you don't face them, they'll beat you. I don't know what else I can say in the time that I have, but it's possible. And I'm happy to be here today. It was a pleasure for me to come here because I get to see you early. I get to see the before. A lot of people just gonna see the after. I get to see the before. I see at the starting gate. It's a fun race. It's a big world. And like I said, anything I can say or do, I'm willing. But while you're here, do your due diligence and handle your business. Don't call me talking about, yo, Dre, I'm starving. My stomach is swollen. I'm hungry. I ain't ate in 4 days. Like, where you at? I'm in the supermarket. What? I broke my leg. It's hurting. It's crushed. Oh, my God, the pain is unbearable. Can you help me? Where you at? I'm in the emergency room. No, get your butt up, walk over to aisle 5 and make a sandwich. Get up out that chair, hobble over to the desk, and tell the lady in the white robe, your leg is broke. Don't call me from the supermarket, talk about you starving. Don't call me from the hospital, talk about you sick. And definitely don't call me from here, talking about you ain't got nothing better to do with your time. I ain't got time for counseling. I ain't got time for treatment. Well, what the hell you got time for? Sit up here telling lies and stories? Waiting for the letter that ain't coming from your man? I want to talk about your man, because he at the club right now trying to holler at your girl. Huh? That dude that you love so much. The dude that you gave so much to. That you would do anything for. Right now is with your girl. He right now with your girl. And I don't care how many kids you got by him, is meaningless. I didn't see no long line of guys out front waiting to get in here. I saw 2 sisters with Bibles waiting to come in here. There wasn't no whole bunch of dudes out front with suits on. I'm going to see my girl with flowers. Oh, hell no. You can look out the window. Ain't none of them out there. I didn't run them off. Don't be like, you ran him off, Dre. Nah, he wasn't here. You're quick to say, well, you must have ran him off. Nah, sister, he ain't out there. He got them flowers to someone that was out there in public. And he like, hey, baby, what's good? That same line he told you, he hitting her with. That shirt you bought him, he knocked her with that shirt. Like, don't I look good with this shirt on, baby? I know I look good in this shirt on, because my girl bought it for me. Oh, my ex is what he's calling you now. Right now, you're the ex. Where's your girl? I got an ex-girl. I ain't dealing with her no way. She want to be a criminal. I don't do criminals, baby. Now, you was hustling for him, carrying his weight, but, right? You got bagged with his stuff, but he don't date criminals. You took the weight for him, but he don't do criminals. Yeah, all right. Keep it up. Yeah, he out there right now. You thought he quit? So y'all do that. When we go to jail, y'all wait. When y'all go to jail, it's a wrap. Oh, yeah. You might have a cousin coming out. You know what I'm saying? You might have a little sister or brother early. Early. Ladies, I'm looking at wonderful people. I'm looking at wonderful people. If I didn't think you was wonderful, I'd tell you to your face, I know how to fight. I'd be like, listen, man, I don't think you got it in you. I don't think you got it in you. I think you're trash. I think you're junk. God don't make trash. Don't make junk. People convince us we're trash and we're junk, but that's not what he makes. So stop believing the other people. Whatever it's been that's been in your life, harassment, it has not killed you. Listen, it has not killed you. That means you can beat it. Because if it could have killed you, you'd be dead by now. If it could have killed you, you'd be dead by now. But it hasn't, and it can't. But you can kill it. It can't kill you. It can just drag you down if you allow it to. So ladies, if nothing else, go be successful. Freedom's a given. You're going to get thrown out of here at some point. Just because. Your short timers, they're going to kick you out. But success is not guaranteed with your freedom. Success comes with hard work. So let's get to hard work. You work hard enough trying to build his life up. Let's build your life up.